DeQuandrick, you done with your Guitar Hero?
To be honest,
Are you?
I'm not playing guitar.
Welcome to the Magic of Animation, where we explore the enchanting world of Disney, from the classics we grew up with to the latest releases. We'll take a deep dive into the artistry, storytelling, the unforgettable characters, and the pure magic that makes these movies timeless. So whether you're a lifelong Disney fan or new to the magic, sit back, relax, and join us as we embark on our journey through the wonderful, magical world of animation. Hi-ho everyone, my name is Joey and I am joined by the enthusiastic DeQuandrick,
Hello, hello.
the knowledgeable Kevin,
Hey there.
and the engaging Mike.
Hi.
Hey. So today we will be reviewing the fantastic movie Fantasia. But before we get into that, I need to pull up something else, because I don't remember the order in which we do things. I'm pretty sure it's 100 Acre check-in, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, DeQuandrick, how was your week?
Oh, my week was rough. I had some car issues. I have a lot of payments I got to do, and I had to pick up a bunch of hours from work, working pretty much doubles. So, not a great week, but it's winding down.
Yeah, that is rough. Did you have to work Monday?
Yep, Monday, 7 to 6.
Yikes. Kevin, you had an exciting week.
Yep, had a little family trip down to Tennessee. Stayed in the mountains. It was a good time.
All right. Mike.
Nothing exciting on my end, but busy.
Oh, yeah.
just being busy. That's about it.
I was very busy. I don't even remember. Thursday, I finished the rocks in my backyard, and then Friday we went to the Detroit Zoo, and then Saturday we built a gazebo, and then, no. Sunday I built a gazebo. I don't know what I did Saturday. Sunday I built the gazebo, and then Monday I stayed in bed all day. And then watched this awesome movie.
This movie, this is a polarizing movie. It's difficult because this is one of the ones where you really got to think of its age.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing that a Disney purist really likes this movie, and casual or newer Disney fans hate it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, rewatching it, it brought back some memories.
So we'll jump right into Zazu's report. And Fantasia was released by Disney Animation on November 13th in 1940. It was based on a bunch of stuff, but The Sorcerer's Apprentice was based on The Sorcerer's Apprentice by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Something. It's a sweet name. Directed by a bunch of people because there were 8 total segments. So, different director for each one, produced by Mr. Walt Disney himself. Story, if there was one, was by Joe Grant and Dick Humer. Music by multiple, obviously. Starring no one. The budget was a whopping $2.3 million. And the initial release, I don't know if this number, it's probably right, but it says $42.8 million. That's a lot for the initial release. And lifetime was $83.3. And I added new categories to this. The tomato score is 95, which that surprised me, and the audience score was 83.
Man, these people were desperate for entertainment.
Same thing as the last two. This was released during World War II, so it made releasing internationally difficult. That's about that. Unless you guys have anything.
No, that dude's name is just really cool. That's about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Dude.
When I found that out, I told my wife, I said our next baby is going to be named Wolfgang.
Love it.
We considered, fun fact, we considered Enzo for our son. But then I'm the whitest person you guys will ever see, and my wife is even whiter than me. So my son, if you can imagine, is like Casper the Ghost, and someone with that light of a skin tone named Enzo probably wouldn't have gelled well. So, yeah.
It would have been genius, though.
Because apparently it's a very popular name in Poland. So, but whatever. Dory's dive into memories. I don't know if any of us have any memories, but I'll leave that up to you guys. DeQuandrick?
The only memory that I really have is just the memory of like the giant devil creature at the end, and then Mickey with the broom and the buckets, and then Mickey and the Sorcerer's Apprentice outfit. That's about it.
Yeah. Kevin?
Yeah, so actually, I'd seen it when I was a kid, when I was young, a few times. Obviously, like Dequan said, a couple main scenes pop out. But rewatching this unlocked a memory that in my elementary years, I had found out that my stepdad at the time was actually a very big Disney fanatic, and he had this movie on Laserdisc, and that was a big thing, and it was really cool, and I watched it several times on that.
Nice. Mike?
I just remember, okay, so this is going to be weird. I remember, like, watching it younger, just only the parts with, Mickey, and, by the way, his name is Chernobog.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to say that. I remember those two things only, so when I went back to watch it, I'm like, wait, this movie's longer than just these two parts? And, funny enough, I remember being freaked out by the last scene you see of Yensid being like disappointed, right? In his segment, you see his face. I remember
those
that
eyes.
That freaked me out. But I liked Chernobog. I was like, he didn't scare me. And then it goes even crazier where it's like, I look back at Snow White and I'm like, okay, so the witch scared me, but Chernobog did not. I don't just, like a giant devil dude in a volcano. I'm cool with. Old people giving me that creepy look. I don't know.
So fun fact.
Scared young me.
2 fun facts. Probably know the first one, that Yensid is Disney spelled backwards.
Mm-hmm.
That one I know.
But this one's funny. There's another podcast out there that was kind of the inspiration for this one. Not kind of, pretty much the inspiration for this one. It's called Disorder. They did the pretty much same thing. But when they watched this movie, they brought up the fact that Chernobog was designed, they used an animator of theirs named Wilfred Jackson as the model for Chernobog. And there's a picture out there of him doing the modeling shirtless. So throughout their episode, they were making jokes about him, about how buff he was and how good looking he was. And then from that episode on, anytime there was a character that was muscular or good looking, they said, fun fact, he was modeled after Wilfred Jackson. And it was just hilarious that this random animator went down into like Disney lore because of their podcast.
It was ripped.
I dream for those 8-packs.
And because I said that during my memory segment, I don't have any memories. Maybe I watched it as a kid, but I don't remember nothing. Obviously, I know Sorcerer Mickey, but that's probably just from other stuff. So we can move on to the review segment. And first up is storyline / plot. And the stories were brought together, which I didn't know this. The homie, the conductor homie, said this, that the stories were how the animators interpreted the music being used in the film. I thought that was pretty cool. And I also say that the Sorcerer's Apprentice is the only good part.
I'll tell you what, Night on Bald Mountain is one of the best scenes of animated anything.
Is that with
like
Chernobog?
Yes.
Okay.
I rewatching it for this was just like, I'm watching that scene and I'm just like, wow, this is just stellar.
Right.
I will say, I was like having such the hardest time paying attention to this whole movie in the beginning. Sorcerer Mickey's part came up. I was like, okay, got my attention again. Lost it again. Was kind of there for the Olympus part. It was like 50-50. And then my attention was re-grabbed with Chernobog.
Yeah, so I fell asleep during the dinosaur segment, and I don't know when I woke back up. So I don't know what I
I
missed.
say I was awake for the whole thing, but I cannot deny that I was not playing phone games.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was just so hard to keep like my attention, I would say. I tried paying attention, and it was like so much of it felt like it just dragged on.
Yeah, so I watched this on Monday because that was the only time I had to watch it because I was so busy over the weekend. And my wife was getting the baby down for a nap. And she came out about, I don't know, an hour in, and that's when I woke up. And I turned it off, and she was like, oh, you don't have to turn it off. And I was like, there's an hour left of this. And she was like, wow. And then so
it is Disney's longest animated feature.
So I turned it back on, and not even a minute in, she was like, yeah, maybe you should finish this later.
The thing is, too, like, I generally like this movie and I like it a lot. Our thing is, I think this movie is one of those movies that you have to watch when you're in the mood. You can't just throw it on and watch it to watch it. Like, you have to actually be in the
it
mood
having
to watch
no dialogue and no real character development or anything is really, you're basically watching an orchestra or an opera or whatever. It's
symphony.
Yeah.
I would personally have rather, because I like the music, I would have rather just lied there with my eyes shut, just listening and getting lost in the music. But because I was trying to watch the animation with it,
Right.
it didn't. It's weird as it sounds because I love music and I love animation, but these two together in this movie for me just were not captivating me. It was very slow. It was very, I would almost say, draining, sadly. It just felt like it just took too long for a lot of stuff. And I'm like, I would rather just be lost away in the music. Let it take me away into my imagination.
Yeah, so if you guys don't have anything else for storyline, we can move on to characters.
Wait, I have one more thing.
Okay.
Wait, you said we're going to characters.
Yeah.
Never mind, let's go to characters.
Well, you kick us off.
Okay, so character-wise, all right, I'm going to speak on the first one, the first animated situation. Okay, you're telling me that all of Yensid's powers in that singular hat? Because that seems very irresponsible in my personal opinion.
Just leaving it there.
Wait, but it's actually not, because he split the water and made that drain with just his hands.
Right.
Okay, you're right, but still, all that power being in that hat is very irresponsible, as shown by Mickey.
It really is. He shouldn't have just. He was just like, I'm just gonna leave this on the table. Who cares? I have an apprentice who wants it. It'll be fine. He definitely won't take it.
I also think that he was a little too rough on Mickey because the way he disciplined him was very aggressive. I felt personally attacked by that. I'm like, yo,
I don't know, man.
Smack on the wrist could have been enough, dude.
So
I feel like he held his tongue pretty well.
You know, he that is true. He didn't yell or scream at him.
Nope.
didn't even say one bad thing.
Nope.
Yeah, he just
said
did
more
the
than
finger, the
enough.
point.
You know
He
what
was
they
the-
say? Actions speak louder than words.
So Kevin,
Oh,
this
you know
might
what
be
he did? He did the disappointed look you get from your parents when you do something wrong. They don't need to say anything. They just need to look at you, and you just know you messed up. You're like, oh no.
right. So Kevin, this might be one of your fun facts, but apparently the animators kind of modeled Yensid after Disney Walt.
Yep.
When he would come into the animation studio to make sure they were doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Yep.
That would be terrifying. Just glaring at me from across the room with that look. I'm like, no, I'm working. I swear, please. The pen has now left my hand. I sleep with the pen.
Yeah, so my first note on the characters is those little mushroom dudes during, I think, the fairy scene.
Yes.
They were cool. I liked them.
Oh, I also want to touch up on Zeus. What was his purpose, bro?
He
Why
was
was
a
he
jerk.
doing that?
Just well, I mean, if you know anything about Greek mythology, Zeus is not a good dude. Zeus is awful.
This is the
Okay,
most lore
you are
accurate
right.
Zeus.
You are right, but he just picked
Invitation.
a fight for no reason here. He just
That's
said,
what he did, man.
"Really?"
Zeus was terrible.
He was not he's not a good person at all.
Zeus, one of his enemies. I don't even know if he was an enemy. He might have just been someone who might have just sneezed by him. He chained him to a mountain, and a giant eagle would come and rip him to shreds every day, and then he would just wake back up the next morning to do it again.
Yeah, he was like cursed with like basically dying and rebirth
Yep.
every day.
Yeah, Zeus was not a good dude.
I think it was something like the guy might have questioned him on something. It was something where he was like, I won't take that. And then
Right.
just say, I'm going to torture you for the rest of your life for this one little inconvenient thing you said or did.
I only went to college for one semester, and mythology was one of the classes that I took in that one semester, so.
That's actually insane.
But I have a note that says Zeus was there for some reason and tried to smoke the king dude.
Wait. So this was confusing. So that guy was actually Bacchus.
I don't know who that is.
He's
Well, I also love that Bacchus was there.
by the way, Kevin, he was, when they mentioned that, I was like, you were the first person I thought of. I'm like, oh, Kevin's gonna like this part.
Yep.
He
Smite days.
he was pretty he was gone on that wine, huh?
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's a god. He's a god as well.
Oh, okay.
So why is he just like, yeah, I'm just like a normal dude living down here getting drunk, even though I'm like, he's basically like the god of wine or I don't know if that's his official title. But then there's like Zeus and Vulcan up there just like, we're just going to mess with you guys forever. Just because we feel like it. Then he's just going to go to sleep like, I did a good job of messing with them.
So I also have Sorcerer. We already talked about him a little bit, but Sorcerer Mickey is iconic. So much so that they had a giant sorcerer's hat in Hollywood studios for years. And fun fact about that is that was only supposed to be up for the summer, but 9/11 happened, and so no one was really focused on going to Disney World, so they didn't take it down. And then the recession happened, so they didn't have the money to take it down, so it was up for many years when it was only supposed to be up for a couple months.
Another thing on characters is that Stokowski, the lead conductor, he actually didn't think that Mickey Mouse should be the lead role in The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be Dopey?
Well, that's what I know.
It was. Some people were saying it should be Dopey because of how popular Dopey was at the time, but he actually didn't even want Dopey because he thought that it would be more worldwide. It would have more worldwide popularity if it didn't have a specific character from like the Disney universe at the time.
Boy, was he wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking of that, though, you can actually tell I think really want Dopey as the original character.
With the oversized
because the
robe.
sleeves,
Yeah.
like the whole, like every time it was happening so much. I'm like, that is definitely like who they originally. It's literally like he was already in there, and they're like, hold up, erase that and just draw a mouse that instead.
Yeah, and I liked the brooms that they had come alive and they had personality and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jumping back to the Centaur one, the designs of the Centaurs were good, I thought. What is going on here? The ostriches during the ballet towards the end, they were giving me Daisy Duck vibes for some reason. Maybe it was their bow.
I didn't even think about that part.
I think it's Bill.
I love the freaking alligator. Was it a crocodile?
Yes, I have a note that says the crocodiles with the
Yeah.
capes were cool. They looked pretty slick. And then I have Chernobog in the last sequence was badass. The way he cocked his wings with the beat of the score, that was just incredible.
Yeah.
When he first comes out and he opens his wings with the beat of the score, it was great.
This is really just a really good scene. Again,
Yeah, that scene, the night on the Bald Mountain.
Chernobog is great.
Yeah, and I also
Not literally, but in the movie he's great.
well, not only is he was done so well in that, and it just they encompassed like pure evil so well with such an like unsung character. Right,
Yeah.
He didn't have any lines, nothing, and like still to this day, it's just like he's a staple, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also watching that scene again, I was looking at it. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? In Hercules, I feel like not only pain and panic, but a lot of like the underworld and the souls and stuff took a lot from Fantasia here.
Yeah.
Like the design
think,
of pain and panic.
Actually, you can look at this and the Olympus scene for like really good inspiration. I'm obviously just ignoring the fact of it being Olympus,
Yeah.
but like a lot of like the horse designs itself, you can see was definitely like a
Yeah. And
implement.
Zeus
Yeah,
was
the
pretty
Pegasus,
close to
yeah.
how he's animated in Hercules.
Mhm.
And then the fairy magic was pretty animated pretty similar to Tinkerbell's fairy magic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say I like the way like they did like the ghost too in the Chernobog scene when he's like rising like the spirits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just watching them go across and like their little weird funky designs, I was like, this is cool. And the fact that like they almost looked chalk, like they were like chalk.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that. I don't know why, I just liked it. It was pleasing to my eyes.
Yeah,
Done so well.
With that said, we'll jump over to visuals and animations. That's a good segue, Mike. Good on you.
Unplanned. I mean, fully planned. I saw it.
So the first thing that I noticed was the way that they used the color and the shadows with the opening sequence of the orchestra. That was pretty cool. I don't think that was animated, but it could have been, I guess, but I don't think it was.
No, I don't think it was.
And then right after that, they had the orchestra in the sky, which was pretty cool, with all the like the string instruments and floating through the
Up
clouds.
in the clouds, yeah, the colors and such.
Then
You know-
yep, go ahead.
You just reminded me of one of the best characters. The other one that we all forgot about, and you only reminded me of String. The soundtrack.
Yeah.
The best character, the most important character.
Yeah, the soundtrack carried the movie.
It really did. He was like the main character.
There was some pretty clunky animation in this, though. Like, I don't remember what sequence it was, but there was flowers falling into water at some point, and some of the flowers would land in the water, and then the flowers falling would go behind them, and then go in front of them and land in the water. But then they
That's
all
what we
started...
call Disney magic.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if it works there. That's just for plot holes.
It works everywhere.
But then once they start like twirling and dancing with the music, and that's pretty smooth. So I don't know why it was clunky when they were falling. And then I think it was during the fairy scene, because then the ice fairies were cool as hell skating on the water.
I think that was one of the parts I was having a hard time paying attention to. There was like a lot of the segments I had a hard time just trying to keep my focus. I was like, I can't.
I really liked that whole sequence when they went through the seasons.
Right.
And
Really
like
like,
what season transition I'm a fan of, really.
Yeah, the composition, like the really dark background and very like out of focus, like when with the autumn, and then the bright orange of the leaves when they were changing them.
I must have missed that because I only remember spring and winter.
Oof. Got to go back and rewatch it all.
That's not happening. But there was also some clunky bits in Sorcerer's Apprentice when they were showing the brooms going up and down the stairs. It seemed like it was like he was on like a conveyor belt at one point. Maybe it was intentional, I don't know.
That sounds like an intentional situation.
It could have been. But Mickey conducting the stars in the water, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I really like the way that they animated Mickey in this, because I don't know if you know this or if it's in your notes, but they actually for this changed the way that Mickey Mouse was actually drawn. this is the first time they gave him pupils and changed the shape of his nose.
Yeah, and that's like the classic, like the Mickey design that everyone knows.
Yep.
So,
yeah, this is the beginning of it, with the white gloves and everything. This is it.
So, sidebar, have you seen the newest design of him and all them in the new Mickey and Friends stuff?
Can't say that I have.
Okay, I'll have to send that to you because I really like it and my wife really hates it.
Oh no.
Wait, is it the one where they look like they're like newer aged, but like their classic look newer aged?
Yeah, like they tried to go
like their
retro.
old Steamboat, and then but they're like they're HD basically with color.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hands down, best designs in my personal opinion.
The new one.
I won't say best, but it is very good.
Yes,
I
for
really like it.
For the classic attire, yes, most certainly. For the new one that you're talking about,
gotcha.
Joey, yeah.
So I'm about to send a picture in the group chat.
I do really like its design. I can't say best though. There's a personal bias.
I don't know. I really like it.
I'm not going to that.
But
It is very good. I would say for as far as like movies and shows go for his design, it is definitely up there.
Where am I? The animation of all the brooms in the Sorcerer's Apprentice was pretty good too. I don't think it made any sense on how the room flooded when there was a window that Mickey was shoveling water out of. But
I knew you were gonna say this.
Disney magic.
Yes.
Or how they basically were a Hydra, to the fact that they just literally got chopped up into little tiny pieces. Like every little piece became a broom.
Right.
Like
He
wait,
imbued the broom with magic. And he thought you think, what do you expect, just a normal wood axe to destroy the magic inside this broom? No.
I expect it to be dead.
I'm gonna be honest. After the first chop and it cloned itself, you should have known. The only option was fire.
Yeah. No, it just rises from the fire. It's not fireproof.
Well, to be fair, he didn't know.
Fire, walking into the water to put themselves out.
He didn't know it was coming back. He just chopped it all up and then left. And then they came back, and it was too late at that point.
Yep, that's when he cracked the door open, seen them all, and tried to hold the door closed against all of them.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to say those brooms, I think those brooms were doing that purposely. Because they didn't initially have the, intensive to, we need to pour the water in here, until he told them. And then he's trying to stop them. And they're like, no, we're going to just keep pouring the water. We're just not going to stop pouring water.
I was like, he programs you guys to put the water in there, and now he's trying to program you not to, and you're just not listening.
Like, nope. And they were like, only way to stop it, cut them up. I will just make more and keep putting more water in now.
It's great.
Not only that, they carried the buckets of water all the way down the stairs under the water and still proceeded to dump them out underwater. And it was still animated as such, and I love it.
Yeah.
You can see like the little bubbles from it.
Yes.
Like, no, there's it's still filling it up technically.
I'm going to jump to the dinosaurs, if that's all right. The only thing I remember from the dinosaurs is the fight scene between the T-Rex and the Stegosaurus, and that was pretty good. Because who doesn't like dinosaurs fighting?
I don't know, there was almost a moment in the dinosaur scene where there was almost a Lady and the Tramp moment.
But
one of the dinosaurs pulled away.
Oh. Kissing?
Lady and the Tramp with the spaghetti. Right,
oh,
one
with
dinosaur
the
had the long foliage hanging out his mouth, and the other one tried to like go for it, and like it jerked away.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, so close.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have anything else because I fell asleep during this segment. So if you guys have anything, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I'm asking for a lot here. Why did those dinosaurs just sit by and just watch? Like, they're literally on the sidelines, just like, we're just gonna watch him. This the one-on-one fight.
They
like,
don't want to get killed
get
by
in there,
a T-Rex.
help your friend. Help your
what
friend.
Is that? I'm not gonna fight a T-Rex for anyone.
Hey, I'm just saying that Stegosaurus put up a good fight. He knocked him like a good 4 times. They should have saw like, oh wait, we can stop him. Because he's just gonna come back for the rest of y'all. This is like a known predator out on you.
Right.
Jump him.
I remember nothing, so I'm gonna let y'all cook.
I'm trying to right now by saying that they just stood there and watched, and then I found it funny when, he kills the Stegosaurus, and he just looks back at them like, who's next? And they're like, not us. So they all walked away like, you guys got numbers! Jump him! Prevent the needless slaughter!
Well, dinosaurs did have incredibly small brains, so...
I don't know,
I
that
don't know if they
Stegosaurus
coulda
was pretty
came up
smart
with
on
that.
be like, use my tail that has spikes.
Well, that's because it's designed to do that. They're not designed for tactical warfare.
I mean, he could have instead been like, what if I spit in his eye? I'm not saying that's the right thing. I'm saying that that's not the smart thing. The smart thing was to use his tail. That's intelligence. Knowing what you got and using it to the best of your ability.
I suppose. I'll jump
Other than
right...
that, though, it was really cool animated. I like how, the T-Rex is actually pretty creepy looking.
Yeah.
I really like that.
So I'll jump
then
and
after-
say... Sorry, go for it.
I was going to say after that, I stopped. I lost attention again. It's like, oh, T-Rex is cool.
I'll
wait,
say
it's over.
that the ostrich ballet had the best animation. To me. I think that whole ballet sequence had the best animation. It was the smoothest, it had the best designed characters. The elephants were kind of weird looking, but whatever. And then I don't really have anything else. We already talked about the crocodile, so...
Goats.
But the ghosts
Yeah,
coming
not
out of the
ghosts.
graveyard looked gnarly in the next sequence.
Mhm.
Lots of awesome designs for them.
It was really cool.
Everything about it. I can't speak highly enough.
And then I
Really,
have...
very well. I will say, it ended on a high note.
Yeah. And then I have that the village people with their lights crossing the bridge towards the end was a cool shot.
Got hard Lord of the Rings vibes there.
Yeah, and then walking through the woods along the water with it reflecting
Yep.
off the water was good stuff.
Yeah, the
I would
whole ending
personally-
sequence is good. Oh, sorry, do you want to do?
No, I was just gonna say I would personally say like that scene and music fit perfectly more than anything else in the movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's a good jumping point to music and soundtrack because that song was Ave Maria, and that's probably like the most famous opera song out there. Maybe?
It really is. It's used in almost everything,
Yeah.
especially when they go to slow motion and things. They're like, we have to play this one. Dramatic slow motion. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's a good one. I low-key love classical music. I love the song, it's called Symphony Number 9 in E minor. It's not in this movie, but that's great stuff. I would highly recommend it if you get a chance and are feeling classical.
So I'm not too much of a classical music person. But I love orchestra music, especially dramatic orchestra music. When you make it dramatic and impactful to where you're like either get really hype, it's really
Right.
good.
Like
Or
the
even sometimes when
Trans-Siberian-
it's just like so depressing sounding. It's so I get lost. I'm not gonna lie. I lost time listening to like one of those 10-hour loops of orchestra music once. It felt so depressing listening to it, and I was just lost. I was like, how much time did I spend doing that? It's so good. Orchestra music's great.
Or there's like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you ever? I went to one of their concerts and that was great.
Yep.
I have not been to many concerts, but theirs was one, and it was a great time.
For
And
sure.
They have a version of the Nutcracker, which is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Their version's obviously better, but
Yeah, I thought it was funny that it was stated in the movie that the Nutcracker, that it wasn't really played anymore, and it's kind of like
I
fizzled
thought
off.
that was so funny because I was like, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh wait, this
exactly.
is
Yeah,
80
I'm like,
years old."
the Nutcracker's one of the biggest things right now. Like, wow, if only they knew back then what
Right.
it would be one day.
I wonder if that was almost satire, or if just at the time it really was not popular.
I would guess
Like,
at the
could have been
time.
satire.
It really was not.
I would guess at the time it was not popular
Yeah.
because I can't imagine the Nutcracker is held onto this much of popular culture. I mean, if it is, good for them.
I mean, to be honest, I have no clue, but you would be surprised.
Yeah.
Some things just don't, some things
Like
are
Mickey
just
Mouse.
too much classics. Exactly.
That's all I have for music. So if you guys have
So-
anything,
For music and soundtrack, one of my little notes is that this is the first film to use stereophonic sound, and they also called it Fantasound back then. And basically, theaters back then only had a couple speakers behind the screen, 2-3 speakers at most behind the screen. So to show this film to its full potential, about 10 to 12 different theaters across the country spent tens of thousands of dollars to upgrade their sound system to include basically surround sound.
yeah. So I keep jumping off topic, but I saw a movie called The Hateful Eight, and they filmed that on classic. Well, they didn't film it; they released it on classic film reels. And so only a select few theaters could show it because no one has the old film projectors.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. But back to this. No one has anything else on music?
Nope.
I don't think I do. I do like big orchestra type music and symphonies though. I really do like them a lot because you get to hear all the different instruments going like in tandem with each other. And on top of that, like I know like in most music you can hear the lyrics and you can understand how the song is made from the lyrics, but orchestrated music, you imagine you imagine your own lyrics and the environment that it puts you in just by hearing it versus someone telling you what it is.
Plus, like with orchestrated music, you don't have like orchestrated music versus like lyrical music. Lyrics are gonna tell you how to feel. Orchestra music is all about how do you feel. Like you have to interpret what you're listening to. While if someone has lyrics in a song, they're gonna tell you what they're feeling or thinking.
It is very clear to me that I do not think as much as you guys do when watching movies.
Well, the certain things just will like take over. Like music is a very powerful thing for me. I love music. Sad to say, this movie did not hold my attention as well as I hoped. But music is a very powerful thing.
Yeah. So with that, we'll move over to emotional impact, and I have absolutely nothing for this. So if you guys have anything, take it away.
No, I don't have much.
Nothing.
All right, well, I guess we'll skip that one. Message and theme also have absolutely nothing. So
Wait, hold on a second. The message in the first part of the movie was, do not take so much responsibility in your own hands when you have no idea what you're doing with that responsibility.
Oh, it's sorcerers?
Mickey. Yeah, he knew he wasn't supposed to do that. He was trying to take shortcuts. You can't take shortcuts in life all the time, especially when you don't know what the shortcut is.
There's always a price to pay for a shortcut.
That was
sure.
the message I had.
Sure. So I guess we're on to number 7 with humor. I thought it was there were some pretty funny spots. We talked about a few of them. Like the pretty funny gag of the brooms working so damn hard that they flooded the room. And then that Mickey straight up murks a dude.
So,
Yeah.
go on.
Nope. You go.
No, you.
No, I'm jumping to a different segment, so probably makes more sense for you.
Well, mine is still in the comedy. I was just gonna say, so there's some parts that got like a smile or smirk out of me. Even the ones outside of the animation, like when the band people were coming back from the 15-minute break, and they're just kind of chilling. They just start like doing just making random music with the instruments. I was like, it's kind of funny. I got a little chuckle. But for some reason, the part I died laughing was just Zeus coming in and being an absolute jerk. I don't know why. I just was dying laughing at this. I'm like, why are you such a jerk, my man? What's going on with you? And then he's like, what a good day's work. And he just tucks himself in the bed. I'm like, what an absolute jerk.
And then he has more bolts behind him, so he just starts dropping them.
Just like that's this guy's problem, man. It's just funny to me.
Yeah, I laughed at 3 parts, like genuinely laughed. One was when the homie that was narrating, no, not him. Yeah, when he called the dinosaurs gangsters. And why is he calling dinosaurs gangsters? And then when another dude in the orchestra dropped all of his chimes, that was super unexpected. And then, obviously, I already mentioned it before, but the king dude being loaded on wine and him being absolutely gone, that was great.
Yeah, that's Bacchus for you.
Just out there to have a good time. He just wants to party, you know? And then Zeus
yeah.
comes in and says, well, what if I just stop that? He did it with a smile on his face, too. He smiled the whole time.
That's all I have for humor. I know before you guys joined, Aquandric was talking about it, and it didn't sound like he had anything for humor, so...
Bro, I got nothing, bro. I was like, hello?
So, on to world building, I got nothing. I mean, obviously they built worlds in each one, but that was just too much for me to pay attention to, so I didn't bother taking any notes about it.
I think world building was absolutely amazing. My favorite, I would say my 2 favorite world buildings was like the sorcerer one and then Mr. Chernobog.
Yeah.
Like, I will say the ostrich and the hippo and the, reptile water creature, which I don't know which one it is, was pretty cool too, because I just like the interaction that they all had. Like, she gave them all their own fruit. Why were they chasing her for her grapes? Like, that was rude as hell.
The grapes are more juicier. They have the highest sugar count of any fruit, I believe. So they're the most sweet. Which is why I think fruit was always depicted as like a royalty thing. Like, I'm just thinking from like Caesar was always depicted as eating like grapes. So I think that is one of the
laying
more
in those big chairs being fed grapes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's considered under world building, but I'm gonna state this now. Ever since the beginning of this, Walt, his vision for it was for it to be a 4D experience. Right? He wanted parts of the movie to be in 3D, but with this being a color, colored animation, 3D technology and such back then were limited to black and white. And with the 4th dimension, he actually wanted scents, different smells to be sent out into the audience with fans. And
that's so cool.
In reading that, I was like really intrigued, and I was also, it brought a smile to my face because in Magic Kingdom they have Fantasmic, and they do all that. It is 3D, and there are scents and fans, and it's just water splashes on you, and I was like, you know what, this is what Walt wanted Fantasia to be,
right?
And I love that.
So you can literally say he did achieve what he wanted to with it.
Yep.
I've only been to one 4D experience in my life, and I was a child at Six Flags, and I hated every second of it, and I'll never do it again.
I want a Fantasia one now. That's so freaking cool.
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
It was a pirate movie, so there was like water being sprayed, and then at one point it was supposed to be like spiders were crawling on you, and I was like, I don't know, 6, 7, so I didn't like it.
You know, as an adult, I would have been freaking out, maybe, or I would have been okay. It's very, I don't know. I would probably be more or less freaking out on the inside, not the outside.
So, if you guys don't have anything else for world building, we'll jump to legacy, which Kevin's last point was kind of legacy, so that's cool. Another great segue. Go us.
I didn't know where it fell, okay?
There's a disclaimer at the start of the movie, so that's never a good thing for legacy. And because, Mike, you asked why, before we started recording, why there was a disclaimer. The fairies were naked. The centaurs were naked. The demons were naked.
That one I know. That one I did notice, but I was like, what? Should that have really called for that?
The wine dude The wine dude had 2 black servants, and they cut out the horribly stereotyped character. I believe her name was Sunshine, where she had very bad over-exaggerated stereotypical characteristics, and she was African American, and she was a servant to the Centaurs. And it was cut a long time. I'm pretty sure Walt himself cut that out, so they realized they did bad a long time ago with that one.
Yeah, her name was Sunflower.
Sunflower, that's it.
Okay, all of that.
What's her name?
Okay, so the technical like nudity in it, I guess you would say then. I noticed, but like I didn't notice where I'm like, oh, I just like oh no, that was in there. It was more like, okay, I was just watching it up until the last part on the Chernobog one. I was like, wait, why are those there?
Well, I mean, it's because it's for kids. That's why it's a problem.
Oh no, I could understand it, but like I guess because I was looking at them like they're just like mystical beings, so it's kind of like it's not really.
It's supposed to be
up until the end. The last one in the Chernobog one, I was like, okay, that's just straight up because you added the detail to it that was not there in the other ones.
Right. That's it was like art representation. So I guess with the fairies and the centaurs, I guess you can get away with it. But like you said, the demons were pretty
straightforward.
Yeah.
But then again, art museums have the same thing shown.
Yeah. It's Disney. That's why they put it there, because they don't want a bad look.
Yeah, that's fair. The server one though, I'm gonna be real with you, I did not even really like notice that at all.
Well, see,
that was just like I was just like, okay, there's like, you know, the centaurs bringing them out, centaurs were getting together, centaurs bringing them out, centaurs all partying.
Yeah, so you wouldn't
completely over my head.
It.
So
I probably wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't know about Sunflower.
Yeah, that one's new to me. I didn't even know about that.
So knowing that her character was cut from the movie, they stood out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that explains that for me, because all that. Whoosh.
And then another thing I have for Legacy is, when did the asteroid theory come about? Because when the dude was talking about the dinosaurs, he said that a mass drought killed all the dinosaurs. I thought that was interesting. So the asteroid theory must be newer than 1940, right?
I always thought it was the meteor that caused a ton of smog.
Well, there's a lot of theories. A lot of was the meteors just wiped them out in general. One was that the meteor crashed, causing this like weird blizzard somehow that froze everything and killed all the vegetation and life, so no one could really eat, and they all just died out of starvation. I don't fully remember the drought one. I remember bits of it, but that could have just been mixed in with the, you know, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. They died of starvation or
yeah. Well,
dehydration.
He explained it in detail, but I was on my way out. I was about ready to go to the Snoozeville, so I don't remember it.
The Sandman pulled up on you and smacked you a few times.
That's all I got for Legacy. So. No.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Other than, obviously, what I said, that Sorcerer Mickey is super iconic, so that's obviously a plus in the Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a character in the fireworks show at Epcot. He's like the main character of that, so...
Okay, so I just remembered. I'm sorry to go back to the topic. It was the previous one, was the world building one, because I was thinking, I thought I had something to say, but I actually like the world building in it. Not for anything in particular, but other than just that each different segment could almost be considered a different, you know, world or different universe almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, funny enough, I have kind of a theory that I will spit when we get to that part, and I'll wait till I get to that part for the end.
Okay, that's good, because I don't have anything for that.
So, but I thought the world building was actually good, because each world felt different and unique. The first one was like vegetation's alive, you got the dancing mushrooms and things like that, like nature is alive, right? It's an actual physical feeling and moving thing. Then the next one was the Sorcerer Mickey, where, you know, that was like magic is real, magic rules over, basically. Brings the brooms to life. The next one was the dinosaurs. That was more of like to our prehistoric area, or era, not area, era. Then there was the animals that could dance, talk, almost like they were people. But like, imagine if this was a different universe where their roles have been reversed. Like, animals are basically like they do things that humans do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one being Chernobog's whole thing, which actually is a true-ish myth, like something of mythology with it.
You forgot
From
the centaurs.
Slavic. Oh yeah, that was Olympus.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that at that. That was. But yeah, I did forget that. But no, they were just all. They felt different. They felt unique, even though not all of them captured my attention. I could at least notice like they don't all feel the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll jump to overall enjoyment. Now, I will start this by saying I was hard on Snow White, as was Mike, but I will probably watch Snow White again multiple times. I will probably never, ever again watch this movie. So,
Ain't no way.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so my overall enjoyability for this is like it's the same thing I said before. Like, this is one of those movies that you can't just pick up and watch just cuz. It has to be one of those movies that you're in the mood for, like going to like a symphony and whatnot. Like, it's not just spur of the moment thing. You gotta like you gotta plan this out in advance and sit down and enjoy it. And I think this is one of the movies that's best enjoyed with a group of people versus a solo watch.
I would disagree. I would say this is best enjoyed never.
I feel like this is like one of the ones that's like easy to put on in the background.
Well, yes,
it
is a background one.
It's a great background one. You got a
the
good
moving
soundtrack.
wallpaper
You got
and soundtrack.
little, like little stories here and there. You don't have to fully pay attention to it. Like it's a good background movie.
24-hour lo-fi and Fantasia.
Now, I will say that I said I will never watch this again. I would watch The Sorcerer's Apprentice as a clip on YouTube or the Chernobog scene on YouTube as a clip. But, yeah. Those two were good. Everything else...
What about Miss Hippo and her soon-to-be lover, Mr. Aquatic Reptile?
I was completely fine watching that
Gator
one
dial.
time and never again.
I'm actually kind of in the same boat as Joey on this. This is not something I'm ever going to be like, man, I really want to go watch this again.
Yeah.
Catch us next time in Fantasia 2000.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Fantasia 2000 would be more likely for me to put on as the background, so I can't even say I'd put this on in the background. But I've never seen Fantasia 2000 either, so I can't say that with 100% certainty.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember anything of it if I've seen it, so I might have seen it, so someone might pop up when I watch it, but as of right now, I ain't got nothing. So it'll be like a new experience.
Did you get all your notes out, Kevin?
Yes, sir.
Cool. The Quan?
Bro, I mean, like I said, I'm piggybacking off y'all. Y'all are carrying me today.
And Mike.
Chernobog was cool.
Chernobog was cool.
That's
Rest
all I
in peace,
got.
Wilfred Jackson.
The buff demon.
Yeah. So we can do our ratings then. DeQuandra, do you need the list or do you have it?
Usually I have it up, but I don't have it up this time. Joey, walk me through this.
Storyline.
That's a hard one. Because it's multiple individual stories. It's not one full story. So I'm going to give it a 6.
6. Characters.
All the characters are very expressive. I love them. 10.
10? Holy cow.
Wow.
Yes.
Animation.
That one's going to be an 8.
Music.
10.
Wow, this dude is giving this a big score. Emotion.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a solid 1.
Message.
The only message was the first one, so that again is like a 3.
Humor.
0. I got no laugh from this at all.
World building. Sorry.
World's a good 7.
Legacy.
I mean, listening to this stuff and seeing this stuff current day, and it still goes on past current day, that's a good 10.
Whew. And general enjoyment.
General enjoyment, I'm gonna give it a 6.
You gave it you gave it 3 10s, and you're giving it a 6 for general enjoyment.
Hey,
So, you're-
Certain parts were good.
Just because I love the movie does not mean. I mean, just because I love the music does not mean I love the movie.
So your total was 61, which is by far the lowest score we gave any of the movies so far. Kevin.
Which is great.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm about to go a little lower. Alrighty, storyline plot. That's gonna be a 4.
All right.
Characters 5.
Okay.
Visuals animation 6.
Okay.
Music
Whoa.
soundtrack is a 4.
What are you freaking out about, Mike?
I didn't know. I looked at the top number because I'm watching as you're like adding them in.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw it just go 6 points. I was like, what the hell?
All right.
Wait, which one did you
emotion.
last get? Okay,
Music is what I last get, so you're on emotion.
Emotion was that was like a 2.
Message.
Message and theme again a 2.
All right.
Humor, give it a 3.
World building.
5.
All right.
Legacy 7.
All right.
Overall enjoyment 5.
You have a 43. Nice.
Whoa, holy drag.
And I don't think it's gonna stop here.
No. All right, Mike. You got the list, or you need me?
Okay, now I got it. Storyline and plot, I gave it a 5. 1 point for each story. Characters, I gave a 4 because it's literally just carried by 3. Visuals and animation, I gave it 8. Music and soundtrack, I gave a 7. Emotional impact was a flat 0. Message and theme, flat 0. Humor, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I just died laughing at Zeus. World building was a 6. Legacy and culture was a 6. Overall enjoyment was a 4.
You got a 42.
Just one below Kevin.
All right, so I am not going to do it any favors here. Storyline is a 5. Characters 3. Animation 6. Music 6. Emotion 0. Message 2. Humor 4. Which I didn't think I was going to be the highest rated at 4, but world building 5. Legacy 4. General enjoyment a 1. So my total was a 36. And that is not a good score. It has a show average of 45.5.
So for
Yeah.
Fantasia, Dino enjoyed it the most.
Yep, 2 in a row that he
That
enjoyed it
makes
the
sense.
most.
That makes sense, to be honest. I didn't expect me to enjoy Pinocchio more than everyone else, but
But
Fantasia, I did expect.
That's 3 in a row for me enjoying it the least.
Joey's like, these older ones aren't as good as I thought.
Oh, I never thought Fantasia was good, so don't misrepresent there.
I thought I would enjoy it more than Like, I was like, I'm probably gonna enjoy this, and I was watching. I'm like, I can't pay attention. I am struggling.
So if anyone cares, our show rating for Snow White was 59.25. Our show rating for Pinocchio was 78.75. That's different than what was said in the episode because I updated my rankings a little bit. And
I noticed your numbers changed. I was like, something was different on Joey's.
And then Fantasia, like I said, 45.5. So what's next? Next is the theory segment, which is Bell's fan fiction section. Mike, you said you have a theory.
Yes. Okay, so this is my theory, right? I suspect that the world of like Mickey and Yensid, I had to remember his name real quick, are in the same world as Chernobog. And the reason is because when you first see the scene and you see Yensid doing magic, the smoke creature he made, it looked a lot like Chernobog. I thought, I'm like, that looks a lot like him. And so my theory is, what if Yensid is training Mickey as an apprentice and able to, like, in order to stop Chernobog from constantly wreaking this dark havoc on this town. And that's why he turned Chernobog, or the thing that looks like it, from this smoky creature into a butterfly.
So don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, do you guys remember the live action Sorcerer's Apprentice that came out like 15 years ago?
Is that the one with Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was supposed to have a sequel, and I'm pretty sure Chernobog was supposed to be the villain. It was, I can't remember completely, but I'm pretty sure it was either him or Satan. So
I mean, Chernobog basically is Satan.
He's the Slavic Satan, essentially.
Most definitely.
Slavic ruler of all darkness and causes every bad thing to happen, basically.
So I'm going to have to say that that is headcanon for me.
Yeah, I like it. Makes sense.
Dequan.
I'm going to go with it as well.
All right, look at that. First time we had something be a headcanon.
Let's go!
Good job, Mike. And we didn't even look that one up. You just came out of bed in your head.
My little brain was cooking up a storm.
So now we're going to joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. Favorites and frustrations. What is everyone's favorite and least favorite moment of the movie? Dequan.
My favorite moment of the movie was my homie, Crocagator is what I'm gonna call him. And Crocagator, put his moves on, Queen Hippo and caught her. And he was just a homie. I love that guy. Like that was like my favorite. And then my least favorite was Zeus. Like, why are you doing this, bro? Stop. Let them live.
Kevin.
I've been saying it all episode. Night on Bald Mountain, by far.
Least favorite?
By far the best. Least favorite? I don't know. I wasn't a.
You don't have to say anything. Remember.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. I don't know. It was just all. It was what it was.
Right. Mike.
I think my favorite is pretty obvious. Chernobog, that scene is so flipping good.
Right.
Absolutely love it. Least favorite, I struggled a bit with because I was like, the dinosaur segment just dragged on for so long in the beginning. But I'm going to give it to the very first scene, the one with the plants and the dancing and all that stuff. I just could not take it with that for some reason. Plus, I like dinosaurs, so that got a bump up with it just having dinosaurs in it.
Right. So I'll say my favorite moment was the mushrooms. I loved the way that they were designed, and I loved that they gave them little faces,
Yes.
and that they were dancing. And what'd you say?
I said, how dare you be the opposite of me?
Oh, it is no, because you said Chernobog. Never mind. I thought you said dinosaur was your favorite spot, but the dinosaurs are my least favorite because they put me to sleep. So can't really like them for that. Dequan, favorite and least favorite song. This might be tough because who knows the names of these songs.
Just
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. man, wow. So this is not easy, you know? Like, I'm going to say it is obviously, like, Chernobog's song is my favorite due to the fact of the epicness behind it. And it actually made me feel something, even though I didn't really feel anything.
Right.
But I can tell what was going on. My least favorite, probably the Nutcracker. I've never been a big fan of the Nutcracker song, even when I watched Tom and Jerry.
What? What does that have to do with Tom and Jerry?
What does that have to do with Tom and Jerry? It goes back to what you guys were saying. The Nutcracker song is very big and it's used in all sorts of media.
Okay.
And Tom and Jerry is my favorite cartoon. And I still didn't enjoy that scene when the music was there.
Okay. Kevin?
So, musically, my favorite, honestly, I'm going to go kind of opposite of Dequan there, and the Nutcracker was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Come musically. And I only say for this movie because of the animation pairing with the music, it was unlike any standard rendition of the Nutcracker that you see today. And I really enjoyed that different perspective.
All right. Guessing you don't have a least favorite one?
No.
Mike?
Hold up, sorry, I need a drink of water.
Oh, perfect timing, sir.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. We're making epic timing here.
I'm gonna say I'm basically the same as Dino. The first scene, the Nutcracker thing, I could not pay attention with it. Favorite, Chernobog, hands down great. Even the ending part with the guys marching is great.
Right.
Are you sure you were drinking water?
scene.
Were you drinking acid?
No, I'm not drinking right now while I'm talking. I'm trying not to cough. That's it.
Some dangerous water you got there, bro.
He's just trying to clear his
I wasn't
throat with
drinking
battery
water.
acid.
I was just trying not to cough. I was trying to present myself from doing that the whole time.
So I can't pick between Nutcracker and Ave Maria. So I'm just going to say both of those are my favorite. And least favorite is everything else. So Dequan, favorite and least favorite character. I think I have a suspicion on who your favorite character is.
Yes, sir. Crocker Gator, that's my dude. And my least favorite character is Zeus, bro. Like, I can't get over the fact that he was just being scummy for no reason.
Kevin?
So I'll agree that Zeus is my least favorite. But Chernobog by far was the best. I mean, I can't say by far because Sorcerer Mickey, the staple, was real close, but Chernobog took it for me.
Nice. Mike?
Are we doing favorite or least favorite first?
Whatever you want to do. This is your
Okay.
world. We're just living in it.
That's a lie. Anyways, first favorite, obviously. You'll never see this one coming. Chernobog. My favorite.
Wow. Shocker.
Never would have thought. My least favorite, all those dang dinosaurs that watched that poor Stegosaurus just get murdered. And they did nothing.
Nice. It's pretty tough for me because Chernobog's great, but I gotta go Sorcerer Mickey. And least favorite, no one really stood out as really worse than anyone else. So I don't know. The elephants from the. I'll say the wine dude because he had borderline slaves. So that's not cool. We'll just say him. Is that all for that? Yep. So we go on to Jeannie's inbox extravaganza, and guess what? Still no emails. So I had a question. What's up?
I have a question as well. You know, like, so I would say most of the interaction or attraction comes from TikTok. Why don't you do some question asking on TikTok?
Because I don't think about it till the day of.
Fair enough.
I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of TikTok, we had a bit of a mini hit. Our most liked video is now at, let me pull it up. It was the clip of DeQuandrick asking why Jiminy Cricket is surviving underwater, and it is at 772 likes. So
Being excellent at drowning. That was a great line you said.
it was fantastic.
They were excellent at drowning.
Man. Google told me it.
So I tried to look it up to put that in the clip as well, but I couldn't find what you saw. But anyways, my question that I was going to ask you boys until we get emails in was, what is your favorite non-Disney animation, movie or otherwise? I have a feeling you guys are all going to pick anime, but I could be wrong.
Wait, what's anime? What's anime?
So,
So you're saying like not so still animated,
but not Disney.
but not Disney.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, Dequan.
So this is always. Oh man, this is tough. Actually, wait. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I know, that's where I am. I don't know.
I thought I had the right
Question, my
idea.
man. You just are just like what? It's a movie, right? No shows, none of that. Just
whatever,
a movie.
whatever. Show.
I thought I
movie.
had the right idea until realization hit me. Like I became aware of what I got asked.
Yeah, so I'll tell you guys mine, and maybe I'll give you some inspiration. Mine is,
Yeah,
it's
you
not
go
even
for
a
it.
question, is the greatest TV show ever made in the history of the world, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wait a second, isn't that a little cheating? I thought we were doing movies.
I said movies or otherwise.
That's why I said that makes
But
it
if
a
we
lot
just do movies,
harder.
then I'm going to need some time to think about that.
Yeah, that question, like just being open ended like that, makes that so hard.
I would say Shrek then, if we're going movies.
That's my answer. Shut up.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Now we know Joey's and Kevin's answer at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm going to come down to the one that always sticks to me the most. So, you guys know a group of babies, right? The ones that went to Paris,
yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that went into the wild, and the ones that got a little brother.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite animated movie is Rugrats. And it's hard to choose between Paris and the first movie, but both of those movies are absolute emotional tearjerkers because it's just heavy stuff, man. So I can't choose between the two. So I'll say the first
Tommy
two.
tries to kill Dill in the first one, doesn't he?
I mean, not really. He tried to give him away to a group of monkeys, which was very dangerous.
Man, was it the Wild Thornberries and Rugrats doing a crossover? Man, that was legendary.
With a very questionable name being Rugrats Gone Wild. I don't think they thought that through.
Yeah, maybe not. So I wonder what Kevin's favorite is.
Page Master. No, Page Master's close second. You don't know Page Master?
No, if it's an anime, I don't know any animes other than One Piece.
Nope, it's a movie.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, look it up. No, my answer is Shrek. The satire, just everything about Shrek. It's well done, all around.
It's great. It's a fantastic movie. Put DreamWorks on the map.
Yep.
Mikey.
Why did you ask this question? I'm there's like 1,000 things
Mike,
running through my head.
Let me help you out, bro.
Macaulay Culkin was in Page Master.
Let's just think of Kingdom Hearts. What's the movie with the Kingdom Hearts movie, Mike? The Kingdom Hearts movie.
There's a Kingdom Heart. Wait, what? What are you talking about?
The movie with the foretellers. There you go, Mike.
No, absolutely not. Am I picking that? As much as I love the series, that is some whack crap that they made. I'm sorry, that explained nothing, and it was like an hour and 30 minutes of nothing. No, I refuse. I enjoy it because I'm a nerd for Kingdom Hearts. But if I look at it realistically, I'm like, man, that's really dumb and doesn't explain anything. Pointless. I might actually just go with just a classic anime movie. It's really good. A lot of people like it. I mean, I think it's good. It's not my favorite of all time, but it's good. And I would recommend it. Akira.
Oh, was not expecting that. I thought you were going to say Spirited Away.
No, I mean, Spirited Away is good.
That's my next one.
Spirited Away is good. Like Studio Ghibli movies are good, but like Akira is like, I don't know. It's so weird and strange, but so cool. It's like it takes place in like a futuristic setting, like a cyberpunk Tokyo kind of thing going on, but it's like kind of run down and kind of decrepit. It's really just interesting to watch. It's a really interesting movie, so I would definitely recommend checking it out.
All right. I hope we start getting some emails because this could be a fun segment. So that is this episode. Our next episode, I'm not going to forget to mention it this time. We'll be covering, I believe, Dumbo is next. Dumbo is next. And I have a feeling we're going to like that movie a little bit better.
I think I'm going to be the lowest one on that movie.
Well, I have a 3-movie streak going, so you'll have to come for
you
me.
beat Joey. Dino's going to come out 10 and 10.
I'm just going to give overall enjoyment a 0 just so I can keep my streak going.
Yeah, Joey's just going to he's going to purposely mark everything lower. That's why he goes last, guys. He listens to all our scores. He's like, okay, so just go below that, go below this, go below that.
The Quandric knows I did my rating before all you guys got here today.
That is
I saw.
true.
I had the list up and I looked and I thought like, dang, both these guys already put it in there. And I was like, oh wait, no, that's just the Fantasia score in general taking from just Joey's.
Yep. So if you want to send us in a question so that I don't have to come up with our own, email us at themagicofanimation@gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok so you can watch that awesome video of DeQuandric asking why Jiminy Cricket is surviving so long underwater. At The Magic of Animation with underscores in between each word. We also have a Instagram, same name but with pod at the end of it. And we got a YouTube and a Twitter that I'll let Mike discuss when it's his turn to talk. So DeQuandric, where can the people find you?
At Dilmon on Twitter. Also wanted to add one other thing. Would it be okay for them to leave their questions in the comments of TikTok, YouTube,
anywhere? Anywhere they want to leave questions, man.
All right, perfect.
You can also DM the Twitter as well.
Yeah.
I believe that should be open, so you can DM questions there.
Comment on the YouTube video, send us an email, comment on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, DM us, whatever. However you want to get us the questions. Send us a letter. Don't know how you're going to do that, but...
Carrier pigeon.
All right.
Classic.
Assuming Mr. Kevin still is radio silent on the social media side of things.
Yes, sir.
And Mike.
So just you can follow us on the Twitter, which is TMOA_pod. The Twitter and the YouTube should just be Magic of Animation Podcast. They will always be uploaded there. And yeah, we'll be watching the Twitter as well for DM questions or anything really.
Cool. By the way, in the last video, or Snow White, I don't remember what it was, but you said you should just be able to search the Magic of Animation. I did that and nothing came up, so you have to search Magic of Animation Pod. And
on YouTube, you're saying?
Yeah, and we'll be the first thing that pops up. And if you want to see my TikTok, I'm at People Call Me Joey with underscores in between each word. So that is this episode on Fantasia. It was super great. I can't wait to never watch it again.
Pins across the board.
And they all lived happily ever animated.
Except not in this case.
Right.